Today's video is sponsored by Mulliganbrothers.com, the best motivational clothing brand in the world. And the new Rise and Grind t-shirts have just dropped. Get them before they are gone. Click down below to buy a t-shirt and support the movement. But before that, what does it take to be the best in the world at something? Let these two people who were at the pinnacle of their sports tell you exactly that. I am your host, Jordan Mulligan. Let's jump into the video. What did a tough day look like in that time period?
So I would wake up I would set my alarm for 5 a.m. I would pop an Adderall, 20 milligrams of Adderall. I had a prescription, it wasn't illegal. Pop 20 milligrams of Adderall, which would naturally wake me up at 6 with a panic attack. And I'm like, worth it, I'm focused. So woke up at 6, chug a Red Bull, study for an hour, just review my classes. My classes usually started at 8. Study for an hour, shower, change, be late for class. I would come to school with my barbell in the back of my car because I was friends with, or I developed a good relationship with one of my professors from undergrad. It was a strength coach, and his gym for his coaching certification was in the same building as all my PT school classes. So I would get there around like 8 a.m., go to school, leave the first class like about a half an hour early with my barbell. Like I would bring it to the classroom, then bring the barbell upstairs to the gym, leave half an hour early, then be half an hour late for the next class, stay there in school, leave, go to the library, study for a few hours, then go train. I'd be at the gym at like 8:30, and then I wouldn't leave until like 11 and do it all over again. Yeah, that was a tough day.
For how long? Like
months, forever. Like that was kind of like most of my time in grad school. And then obviously like I would travel we didn't have class on Friday. So every other week I'd travel just to network, just to get my name out there. Like we would go to like the biggest gyms in America. I remember going to Super Training, Mark Bell's, before anything, and we just went there, and I was like, Mark, I'm a big fan of yours. I just started lifting. I was wondering if you could give me a few pointers. Maybe you could teach me how to bench. That was one of the first times that I went to Mark, and now we're really good friends. But yeah, that's what I would do. I just tried to, and that's another kind of mentality or mantra or way that I live my life, is be impossible to ignore. Just be in everyone's face. Just be impossible to ignore. Be really good, so that people can't ignore you. It's impossible. And then just be up on everybody's face. Just like, if you don't ask, you don't get. So just be there,
I love that, be impossible to ignore. That is fantastic. How, if you were to explain to somebody, I know it's happened over years for you, but like, how do you develop like a tenacity to be able to go, I'm just gonna hit, like, I'm a powerlifter, I'm gonna hit a gym and get my face out there, like I'm just gonna do that?
I think it's a big part is removing your ego, not caring if you get rejected, or if you don't get hurt, or if you're not taken into account, or you're not taken seriously, not taking that personal, and just really the understanding of that if you don't ask, you don't get. So, and being okay with not getting at certain times.
How would you describe your mindset? Like if you was to explain the way that you feel your mindset is to somebody, how would you describe it?
I think that I'm just a master of the mundane. Like I don't let my emotions influence what I have to do on a day-to-day basis. Like I just try to stay stoic most of the time. Like I try not to get too excited about anything, not too upset about anything. Just I try to kind of cruise by and do what I need to do on a daily basis, even if it's just a little bit. And I think that understanding of what consistency actually is, that's kind of what makes my mindset what it is. A lot of people think that consistency is like showing up every day at 100%, but consistency is just showing up every day a little bit, Some days you show up 100%, some days you show up 5%, and that's totally cool, that's fine. So I'm just really good at doing boring shit for long periods of time, like way longer than anybody else could do that for. And I proved that with weightlifting, with powerlifting. It's two sports that are extremely boring, you know, where you're like just coming to the gym every day, not making progress. You know what that is? For like 10 years. And the longer that you're in the sport, the less progress that you make. It's the definition of insanity. You're coming in, you're doing the same thing over and over again, and you're seeing no results. Sometimes you might not get a PR in like 3 years, and you're still there, trying to add more weight with like your almighty and falling short of your goals. But you just keep doing it, keep doing it, and then one day maybe you get a breakthrough.
So college as well is a really busy time for you. You're in full hustle mode at this point. What was the average day like at college?
I was completely broke. Broke was, like I was stealing peanut butter from my roommate. I was in a shitty dorm. I had no phone, no TV, no computer. So that was a blessing in disguise, because I had to learn to be very resilient very fast, and there was no room for failure. Like, because I couldn't pay to redo a class. Like, I just couldn't do that. And I was very scared I wasn't gonna be good enough, because everyone tells you engineering is really hard. So the fear of that, and the fear of not having the means to like redo a class and things like that, you know, sometimes when you're put against the wall is a good thing. And also I just learned about this CrossFit game things, which was very exciting. So I kind of used back then my training to give myself a break from my school, and my school to give myself a break from training. And it was literally no time wasted. I had school from 8 a.m. to around 6 or 8 p.m., depending on the day, with 1 hour break for lunch. And I would wake up at 6 a.m. I would run to this little Globo gym at school, try to do some training. Then I would be in school all day. I would sleep on, they had this couch at the school, somewhere like a lounging area. I would sleep there for an hour, like with everyone there. I just couldn't care less. I would sleep on the couch, like eat during my class, and then go train again at night. And then I would come back and study until 10 p.m. and I would repeat. And a little funny fact about back then, there was no like competition program in 2010. It was like, there was this like workout of the day on the website, and I couldn't do most of it because I was in the Globo gym. So there's no rings, no pull-up bar, there's no anything. So I had to makeshift my equipment when I was there. So I would just stack on things to make a box jump, and I would jump on the, you know, that lat pull down machine. There's like, it's like a square at the top.
Yeah.
I would jump on that to do my pull-up, and I would just make it happen, right? And then I would have, so I started like very early on to create my own programming. And I would just look at the things that I think I'm struggling at, and then I would just find progression. So I remember back then I was struggling with thrusters, and I'm very good at them, but I started to make myself progression. So I started to do what we call a drop set. So I would go like heavy, and when I couldn't do the heavy anymore, I would drop load and go lighter and go lighter. And I had no idea back then of all the physiology behind that type of training, but I created this thing for myself where I was very data oriented, and I would just always take data on whatever I was trying, what was working, what wasn't. And I learned just a ton about like programming and finding ways to make myself better like that. So just, you know, a side note on that side, I kind of fell in love with this whole programming and fitness world by doing that, by like using myself as this little lab, because I mean, in 2010, there was no information out there. So it was like, you know, trying to get better at something that you don't have the equipment for, and or like the, you know, coach or anything. So yeah, that's what I was doing.
Thank you so much to Camille and to Stefi, two amazing women who have inspired me so much. Inspired my sister behind the camera, Niamh. And yeah, I think Niamh edited both of their videos on the main channel, so go check them out. They're really interesting pieces. But Stefi Cohen is a 25 times world record holder. She's not only smashed the sport of powerlifting, now she's a pro boxer, she's a businesswoman, and she's, you know, but she knows exactly what it takes to become the best in the world at something. And Camille Baz was labeled CrossFit's fittest woman in the world. And again, somebody who's absolutely caned it, faced adversity, and shown you exactly how to win in a situation where it's not exactly set up to win. So if you gain something from this, go follow them. Their stuff is linked in the description. Today's video was sponsored by Mulliganbrothers.com, the best motivational clothing brand in the world. And the brand new Rise and Grind t-shirts have just dropped, and the whole new gym series has just dropped as well. It is linked down below. Get them before they are gone. And basically that has supported this whole project. So everybody who's been buying the orders and keeping us busy, thank you so much. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's @JordanMulliganBrother, and see what I get up to and how I do actually rise and grind every single day, and how my sister rises and grinds every single day. Go follow @NiamhMulliganX. Guys, remember, the Inspire Change movement isn't just about watching these videos, isn't just about sharing these messages, although it helps us to do this inspiration and help inspire change. The biggest thing about the Inspire Change movement is to lead with action and intention and purpose and passion through your day-to-day life. Lead and move towards something that you want to achieve. And if you are doing that, somebody is watching you. Whether you know, whether you think it or not, somebody is watching you, whether it's a small kid on a park who's inspired by you, your mum, your dad, your younger brother, whoever it is, you're inspiring people just through working passionately with purpose. So go do that, go inspire some change, guys. Have a blessed and productive day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.